I'm going to give you a brief table setting. The A-Rod doc opens None Too Subtly, part 3, with A-Rod trudging through like 3 feet of snow, like a lone heroic figure of the Ice Age, trying to forage some kind of food for his family. And the metaphor is none too subtle, okay?
There's an arrogance that often comes with power. The aura of power surrounding you makes you feel immune from consequences. You feel you can do things that mere mortals are forbidden to do. You see other wealthy people living a facade in public and a different life in private. The key to pulling this off comes from keeping your public and private life as separate as possible and creating an image that shields you from a closer scrutiny. Yeah, this is a train wreck ready to happen. This whole idea that you're one person in front of the camera and you're a completely different person off camera, and that's exhausting because you're trying to keep up with the shit you're trying to get away with. Not fun. And full of anxiety and stress. And there's a sense I won't get caught because you actually think you are better than other people. There's nothing more stupid than that.
You learned that the hard way, though, didn't you?
I did learn that the hard way.
We get it. We get it. Then they cut to A-Rod, close up on A-Rod with his computer blue light right in front of him, reading from a book that seems to be titled, or the chapter at least seems to be titled, Why Rich and Powerful People Cheat. And, you know, he reads in a very stilted manner. Would we expect anything less? A couple of paragraphs from this. And the summation is because they can. Now, I'm going to use this opportunity. A-Rod is telling us he's a different beast now. You know, he's a narcissist in recovery, and I'll get to that too. But you know, he was a liar and a cheater about everything in life, whether that ranged from his cheating on his wife with multiple women and using his wife's brother to set one mistress in Florida up in a condo that he bought for her, a stripper mistress, by the way, who he planted in his box at Yankee Stadium right in front of his wife so he could get his rocks off on humiliating her in yet another way that she had no clue about. And by the way, his small daughter was with his wife at that time. The guy is a piece of shit, okay? And then he has cheated. He cheated on Cameron Diaz. He cheated on Jennifer Lopez. Now, this is what we're going to get to. This is what I was talking about at the very beginning. An American hero known as Craig Conover, who stars on the reality show Southern Charm. And if you haven't watched Southern Charm, you are really missing out. You know, Mike White used many of the cast members of this reality show as inspiration for the rich family in White Lotus season 3. Anyway, Craig showed up to this reunion in January 2021. Off his face. I mean, as the reunion progressed, you could see the effects of whatever substances he was on. But this guy came out swinging. He was like, I got nothing to lose. I'm sick of this shit. My co-star over here, Madison LeCroy, who's I think is going to come after me. You know what? I'm just going to drop the nuclear bomb now. She's my Hiroshima, okay? Watch this.
You were flying around the country sleeping with married men, ex-MLB players. That's what you were doing during quarantine.
Tell me,
you know why Austin was in my house? Because you weren't talking to him. You flew to Miami to an ex-MLB player.
ex-MLB?
Major League Baseball. That's what you were doing
Hey,
quarantine.
guess
So
what?
that's exactly what you were doing.
Put me on a lie detector test. I never flew to Miami. Tell me when I went to Miami. Where's the record of that? No,
I know
'cause
exactly
that's
what you
fake.
did. That's what
No.
you were doing.
Why
do
do
you
I
know
did?
that?
Just-
She told me. She has been bragging. I saw the Instagram messages. Austin, who was it, Austin? It was while you were dating Austin.
By the way, I should say, is a very famous married MLB player.
You f***ing record?
He's sorry.
Craig,
Chill out.
Craig, calm down.
Wait.
What?
She's
Wait,
trash.
give me
Hanging on the
10
same stage as her.
Okay, just calm
Sorry.
down, dude. this ex-MLB player, is this someone that you have DM'd with?
He contacted me, and yes, we DM'd. But other than that, there was nothing. I've never physically seen him.
You guys FaceTime all the time, Madison. Stop.
Yeah, you're a f***ing liar.
You FaceTime all the
I am not a f***ing liar, and I will stand up for that. I'm sorry. I'm not lying. I will tell you the
You
truth.
are a
I was sleeping.
liar.
Shut your
You
mouth.
did it next to me at tavern and table.
Okay,
You FaceTimed him.
Craig,
Relax.
we're like 20 minutes in. She's bragging about it. That's it.
Well,
It's her whole life,
better
just a
than
brag.
you.
Okay.
I don't think jerking off on FaceTime is cheating. Anyway.
Okay, that is a cast member who is no longer with us. Just in reality TV, he's still alive. His name is John Pringle, and this is such fascinating stuff because it's a tether. It's an actual thread into the Olivia Newsy RFK Jr. scandal, which we're getting to tomorrow on The Nerve at Night. Like, first of all, is like just FaceTime sex cheating, is DMing cheating. You know, she was originally like, I don't even know who you're talking about. And then when they bleeped out his name, the cast member was off camera. He said, you're doing it with bleep. It was such a short bleep. Everyone in America knew the bleep was A-Rod, and everyone in America knew it was A-Rod because the guy's got a type, and it's petite women who have muscly figures, okay? So that, at 2 weeks after that episode aired, Jennifer Lopez dumped Alex Rodriguez, okay? Now, if you'll notice, what's telling in this documentary, in this rehab attempt for A-Rod, is who's not in the doc, okay? J-Lo's not in the doc. Madonna's not in the doc. He dated a very powerful woman in Silicon Valley for quite some time. She gave him a lot of legitimacy. She's not in the doc. Cameron Diaz, who he dated for 18 months and who broke up with him in 2011, not in the doc. Now, A-Rod, the only thing he really has to say about Cameron in the headline that's going around is that while he was dating her and what led to their breakup was, quote, there was a lot going on at the time. Was there? You bet. You know what was going on? He was cheating with at least one woman named Lauren Hunter, a quote unquote model who also looks like a bodybuilder. You know what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying anything, but you know what I'm saying. From this Yahoo headline dated June 14th, 2017, did A-Rod cheat on Cameron too? I'm going to read a bit from the piece. Cameron, 44, dated the former New York Yankees player for 18 months. And Lauren Hunt, model in question, I'm using quotes around model, tells the publication that their affair took place at the same time. Quote, I cannot tell you how many times we slept together while they were together, she spills. Quote, I slept with him and then he went to the MTV Awards with her, Lauren added. Quote, she looked really sad. I could see it was the end. Then Alex, again, we're rehabbing ourselves. So we're talking about all the therapy that we did. And he was treated by a guy who went by Dr. David. Now, Dr. David had a house like way out in the middle of nowhere. It was by design. He treated high profile cases like A-Rod. And the deal was you had to go to him. Smart. You know, how serious are you? Now, Dr. David had an outbuilding that he used at his office, and his patients were never allowed in his house proper. That was his sacred space. Well, guess what A-Rod does in this documentary? Because Dr. David has since passed. He goes into Dr. David's house. And he's walking around, ambling around Dr. David's house, in which he's never before been, with a camera crew. And he's going through David's stuff. And, you know, it's just such a violation. Okay. The guy is never going to change. We're in Dr. David's house. So A-Rod can look like a mournful surrogate son who, you know, would have been dead on the side of a road if not for Dr. David. Give me a fucking break. Okay. Now we're going to watch A-Rod read a letter. This is the homework he says Dr. David gave him. Okay. So A-Rod's through line here is that, yeah, he's a piece of shit. he's a piece of shit in recovery, and he's a piece of shit because his father left the family when A-Rod. It's unclear because he says to us, listen closely, he says to us, he's writing this letter as himself at 8 years old. Okay, as his authorship, as he's regressing as his childhood self, his inner child, in this exercise given to him by Dr. David, he's writing a letter to his father. He's age 8. But in the letter, he says, "You left and I was only 10. So how could an 8-year-old be talking about an event in the future with an age certain, but that event has yet to transpire? Could A-Rod be telling another fucking lie? I don't know. Let's listen to A-Rod.
I say, Victor, not Dad, Victor, stop. You're bullshitting me. You're full of shit. You've done it for 43 years. Enough is enough. You've lied to me from day one. That's why I'm so full of shit myself. I grew up around it. I thought I can get away with everything like you. Bullshit myself through life. My dad says, what are you talking about? How about 2014, my full-year suspension for using PEDs? Then acting like a fucking asshole, doubling down, blaming everyone. Sounds familiar yet?
Okay. I'm going to tell you something. This whole thing is he's telling on himself. This whole documentary is yet another exercise in Alex Rodriguez lying, doubling down, and acting like an asshole. And, a lot of people grew up in a lot worse circumstances, and they don't grow up to become total entitled pieces of shit who have not heard the word no ever, because he was a phenom from a young age. He was a teenager, and no one was going to tell this guy jack fucking shit. His daughters are in here saying he's evolved. I think that's a very generous language. Alex says he's a recovering narcissist. His words, not mine. A quote, recovering narcissist. Anyone in psychology will tell you there is no such thing. You cannot heal a narcissist. The only thing that therapy does is make them better, because it gives them more tools and tricks and language to use to better affix their mask. And this is exactly what's going on in this documentary. And I don't think that there's any chance he's getting into the Hall of Fame. As Bill from Brooklyn said before, he predicted this. He predicted this story arc, that part 3 was going to be feel sorry for me. I'm sorry. I was an asshole. I'm better. I'm trying to be better. My numbers are better than anybody. Put me in the Hall of Fame. And the only reason this guy isn't in the Hall of Fame is because he's a fucking asshole and nobody could stand him. Now, in conclusion, as your cultural criminal prosecutor, I'm going to show you what I think is one of the best ads, if not the best ad, of modern American popular culture, okay? This ad, again, it transcends sports. When Derek Jeter was leaving the Yankees, A-Rod's one-way rival, okay? Derek Jeter was beloved by the city of New York. You didn't have to be a baseball fan to love this guy, because he comported himself with character, with dignity, with humility, with a sense of proportion. And he showed up every day on that field and played his effing heart out. And behind the scenes, he was the captain of the team who kept everything neat and orderly and strong and forceful. And that team, they were winners, okay? They comported themselves like winners. This ad, no matter how many times I see this ad, it makes me choke up. I'm not kidding. Like, I get really emotional. If you can tell a story in 60 seconds or less, and it's so clear, and I'm going to tell you guys, if you're listening to this, I'm not going to explain what's going on in the actual video, because I don't want to mar it in any way. Go to this part of the episode on YouTube. Do yourself a favor and watch it. And watch, by the way, who is in this ad saying goodbye to Derek Jeter. And we'll talk about the rest on the back end. Here we go.
Now batting for the Yankees, number 2, Derek Jeter. Number 2.
So that ad is called Respect. And in that ad, the through line is it begins with the tip of a hat. Jeter's adjusting his helmet at home plate. And his pitcher, the opposing pitcher, Boston Red Sox, the face is covered by a mitt. The whole thing is very telling. He tips his hat very subtly. Jeter looks over. One of his own teammates tips his hat, sees way up in the stands. One of the concession guys tips his hat. That tells you everyone in New York, no matter their station, no matter their socioeconomic class, in the stands. Spike Lee, Rudy Giuliani, when he was still a respected figure in these parts. And then you see the titans of sport. Tiger Woods, you see doormen, you see line cooks, you see Billy Crystal, you see Jay-Z, you see Jeter's own family, you see first responders, you see Joe Torre, the former head coach, and the core four at a table as if they're waiting for Jeter. And the final thing that you see, the final person, is a little boy in his bedroom in what looks like, working class and like a maybe even the projects. You can see the subway going by outside, and he's watching the game on TV, and he's got his baseball memorabilia there, and he's tipping his hat at the TV screen, and he's maybe the next kid who's going to come up in a Jeter-like way. That is a Hall of Famer. That's how it's done. Class of 2020. And by the way, you want to know who's not in that ad? Number one Sean Diddy Combs, who was effing dying that he wasn't included. And two, one Alex Rodriguez. And that tells you all you need to know. No Hall of Fame for you, A-Rod. Shove it. Doing your makeup can often feel like a chore. There are too many products, too many steps, and the makeup once on can feel heavy. But Jones Road Beauty has changed all of that. Miracle Balm, the Jones Road Hero product, enhances your skin instead of covering it up. It gives you a natural glow. It simplifies your routine, and it replaces multiple products. And I have it with me right now on the road. I love a streamlined makeup bag. You know what I'm talking about? Now, Jones Road has launched their incredible holiday collection, 5 limited edition trios with new shades, products, and packaging. These sets are perfect for any occasion, and they make amazing gifts. Nobody, trust me, nobody will resist Jones Road in their stocking or under the tree. Best of all, their products are actually good for your skin, and they create that effortless, no makeup look effortlessly. This holiday season, simplify your routine with makeup that is clean, strategic, and multifunctional. From now through December 1st, Jones Road is doing their first ever Black Friday sale. Go to jonesroadbeauty.com to get up to 20% off site-wide. That's jonesroadbeauty.com for up to 20% off your entire order. After you purchase, they're going to ask where you heard about them. Please tell them that you are troublemakers and the Nerve sent you.